At the same time, an e-hailing driver who was driving behind the gas tanker before it exploded says that the truck driver was not at fault. SABC reporter Molemo Wa One Mothoa spoke to him.
We are at the Boksburg Magistrate Court where the 32-year-old driver of the gas tanker that exploded over the past weekend was supposed to have made his first appearance, but the matter didn't sit because according to the NPA representative in court, we're told that the suspect or the driver has been released due to lack of evidence by the police. So they waited from morning. They did not have the docket with them. They didn't have the suspect as well, or the driver as well, in court. But just to take the story more further, I'm now joined by one of the persons that were behind, whose cars were behind the truck before it exploded over the past weekend. Tate Nkhodi, your car is seen behind the truck before and after the explosion. Can you just give us a recollection of the events on Saturday? What really happened? Where were you coming from? Where were you heading to?
When I got to the scene, I was called by my colleague, KG, because she got stuck not knowing what is happening. So the minute I got there, even me, I didn't know that that tanker is having a gas. And remember, like if a car can inhale gas, it will stuck. So like after a minute I saw that the car is stuck, it's not idling. I wanted to start it, but I even thought of the minute I start the car, it's gonna start, but it's gonna cause explosion. Then I just left the car and looked around for my colleague. Then that's why we moved from the scene, just to be a few meters away from the scene.
Where was the driver at the time, and how was he?
The driver was so calm, but I don't know what got him sleep, because I was keeping him busy not to sleep, because that's why I realized that he's shocked. So we're keeping him busy not to sleep so that the paramedics can get him to the hospital.
So him moving away from the truck before the explosion, does this mean that he perhaps anticipated that there was trouble coming?
I don't think so, because I asked him if the truck gonna explode. He said to me no. So the minute he was supposed to go in details, that's where I don't know whether I can say he lost energy or what, because he just went on the floor and sleep.
And when the first explosion happened, where were you?
Few meters away. I was few meters away from the scene.
From what you've experienced over the weekend, what is it that you'd make of the events? How does this, how have you been coping after everything that has happened?
I'm not coping well, because even now we still have to book for counseling. I thought maybe I'll be strong enough, but I'm not. Because I'm still going to book for counseling so that I can go for counseling with KG. Because even now when I pass maybe the explosion of 3 cases, I'm still thinking of the explosion I was on. It took me back to that thing.
So we were here today expecting the driver to make his first appearance, and we're told that he's not here because he has been released due to lack of evidence. What do you think about everything, all this?
So what I know, the police are still gathering the information, and I still feel sympathy for the driver because he's still young and he started making love with the wrong company. Yes, I lost the car, but I can't blame him. Because first of all, when you take a route, the controller must see where he's going. They must know the meters of the bridges, all those things. Where was the controller by then? And if they were saying the truck was going to Botswana, what was it doing in Boksburg? The controller also must be responsible.